Yeah, some pretty big deals, you could say, that they managed to get through early in the tournament, but now they've got a lot more to do. This is elimination. They're up against the Swedes. It's that classic matchup of Denmark versus Sweden, and we're right into Inferno.
Yeah, and considering like the track record for these teams as well, I mean, Heroic do have the better win rate on Vertigo. I think Fnatic have less than 3 maps played on it. Heroic, I think, around 7, if I'm not mistaken. So at least that map's going to be favoring them in general, though Inferno does favor Fnatic. So if Heroic won a 2-0, I think winning here on Inferno would be the ideal start. They both have the same win percent, about 67 on Overpass. But we can see Stown. Never cast. Actually, I did cast once way back in the day when we were doing the
Try not to say Stown goes down. That's the classic.
Don't say it, okay. Well, looks like Fnatic's going to charge straight into the site, leaving Stown by himself forward towards B. They're going to go for the full rotate back through. Even spamming Flush it down through the smoke as well, so they get some decent damage done, but they don't lose any players to pull this off. In the meantime, the Shark JW lurking in from behind, looking to come in and completely surprise the CT side, which he might be able to. The problem is he's losing out on so many different teammates.
Yeah, Goldham trying to find the pick, but Brolin doing absolutely everything at the moment, and the T's, they do manage to hold on to the site. The gamble stack that came in early from Heroic failing miserably, and while with the pistol round going the way of the T's, it does allow them to get off to a good start. Be interested to see whether or not we're going to see a force buy investment, which we do. I know that for a fact that Heroic are going to be one of those teams that look to get high amounts of utility on the board. It's fairly standard when it comes to a map like Inferno, but you'll expect to see it later on as well. And that means in this round, they're going to force eco the next if it doesn't go too well, and then we'll finally have a buy on our hands. But who knows? We'll see what they can do. That's not the best of starts for Cadian. JW is going to tear his head off, and I think JW, at least in my memory, when I look at like this Fnatic team, he's one of the players that was my all-time favorites on this map. Like, used to love the aggression of JW with that AWP, and I'm hoping we'll get to see more of it today.
Yeah, even I remember it back in like the 2014
exactly.
days.
The legendary days.
You don't know where he is. Is he in apartments? Is he in middle? Is he at B? You don't know. He doesn't know sometimes. He just goes wherever the wind takes him. Nice little nade comes through. That was getting flushed down to 45 HP. Does return a little bit of damage back in, but in the meantime, they have full control of the A site. Flush is just keeping the mare over towards B. And this should be Fnatic taking the round with really no casualties, I guess, because if you're Heroic, you might as well just save what you have into the next round.
Yeah, they kind of went for that stack where you can just keep throwing down smokes and burning down the clock. The problem is that strat really relied on Cadian not dying within like 10 seconds. Because then it's sort of like, at least you can have someone spotting, you can gain some information. If you show a scout over to the other side of the map, you're kind of hoping that they go in the other direction. But yeah, as you said, no real chance here for Heroic though, so they're just going to make the smart play. Save onto what they've got. They've still got 3 smokes that they could throw into the next round. And I wouldn't be overly surprised if we actually see maybe Barup and Cadian just invest that little bit of extra money into an extra smoke, just so that they can have 5 and try and do the same thing again, where they just burn down the clock, go for a bit of a stack, and take a risk in these rounds.
There you go, Fnatic not chasing it either. No real upside for them to do that either, considering, well, you potentially throw over Galil and AK and SG. It feels so weird. This is the first time I've actually casted with the update to the Galil and FAMAS, and to say, yeah, you don't want to lose the Galil. It just, it doesn't feel right. It still feels wrong.
Yeah, no, because it's the same gun, really. It's just the fact that it's cheap. I feel like that's all that really people do. It's just like, ooh, that one's a bit cheap. It's basically like Black Friday deals.
That's true.
Like, you go in, you go, oh, that's a bit cheaper than it was. It's like, do you actually like that? And you're like, not really, but now that it's cheaper, I think I'll give it a go.
Tom, what did you buy it?
So much trash that, like, my mum sent me a message the other day going, why are there like 20 packages in our house? And see, 20 sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. That's actually how much just random trash that I bought. But, some of it's Christmas presents, so whatever you like. And, wow, speaking of something that's going a little bit trash, at least, these pistols are doing fantastic work. There's only 2 players surviving. Flusher, he's got himself the Mac Daddy. He has been able to at least get a kill back, but this is not a round that we were expecting Fnatic to lose. Now, they haven't actually retrieved any of the weaponry, which is the one silver lining. Although Stan just managed to pick up a Mag-10. It's not really anything to write home about. It's more the rifles that we want to see transitioned over to Heroic if they are going to be able to really benefit of this sort of round. But it would be a massive bonus to their economy. And more importantly, a massive detriment to their oppositions. Now, luckily, we did see them save a lot of players in the last round, so no matter what happens, Fnatic will have a bye. But this would still be a silly round to lose.
Time's running out, too. Cue the Muse. 25 seconds left to go. You have to deal with Esatag with the max 7 up high. Would imagine he should be able to get 1 kill off this, if not a decent amount of damage. And there you go, headshot straight into Brolin. Flusha now left alive against 2 players on the B side with 14 seconds left. Needs his first and second kill, but Stalin will drop him, and Heroic will get their first round on the board here. Like I said before, a round that they probably shouldn't have been able to secure, but they do it nonetheless. And now the question I have for you is, Tom, out of those 20 packages, how many of those are for you for Christmas?
To be fair, most of them aren't, actually.
Aww.
I'm a nice person.
I'm disappointed in you.
What?
I thought
Be not selfish.
I thought all 20 were going to... You said they're Christmas presents, but then you didn't say who they were for. So I'm like, oh, they're for you then, probably.
I don't actually remember. Did I buy myself anything? Probably something stupid. Like, there's probably something in there, just like a t-shirt.
A chia pet?
Something dumb. What?
Like a chia pet?
I don't even know what that is.
What? I'll show you after. Actually, yeah, I will show you after, because you're going to get a kick out of it. In the meantime, we do see... It looks like the B control, banana control, going the way of Heroic here. A lot of utility damage being done to Flusha. And wow, that's quite a Christmas surprise right there.
Cadian with his AWP though is going to be able to get the trade. As I said, it was a big boost to the economy of Heroic being able to steal that round away, and it's important that Fnatic get right back on the horse. Bomb dropped, but fairly achievable, I'd say. As they are going to be able to get it back, and this time watching for the cross. He's got to be careful because JW is still watching from above. Brolin with his second kill of the round, the second player to peek, almost the exact same angle. That's what I like about the X's. You can see if someone repeats the same peek. And wow, almost identical. Now look at the wraparound. This is a problem. 2 players within that A site's down. He doesn't know how much control has been lost. He's going to opt to try and take the aggressive fight. This gives him a possibility, at least. The 2 youngsters facing off against each other. Smoker's down, he baits in Brolin, and that's an important play. That gives an opportunity at least. 25 seconds left, though. JW times it absolutely perfect and gives them their man advantage back.
And it's down Esatag. Stan gets the first kill. Puts things back into a 2-on-2. The problem is his teammate has yet to rotate in from CT spawn to help out here. Time is going to continue to tick down. Stan gets some ground. Unfortunately, he's going to lose his head here. And now if you're Esatag, can you really pull off the 1v2? They know where you're going to be. Peeks around the corner, gets the damage on the flush, but not enough damage to finish off the kill. And Fnatic will take another round, put themselves up to 3. And now Heroic in a little bit of an awkward position in terms of their money. You have Canadian at 5.4. For people who are just joining, by the way, I'm just going to repeat like one more time. I did just fly in from Malaysia, which is why I was not here for the first 4 best of 1s. So I'm a little bit tired.
All that means is I've been here all day.
Yeah, but you were here last night, and you got to sleep in.
Yeah, I've had to stay
until 8 in the morning.
I was building the set, like, you know.
Ooh, that nade. That's a pretty damn good damage, to be fair.
Yeah, Cadian trying to be the hero here. The problem is, going into the next round, money will be decent for his teammates, and if he dies without much of a fight, without saving pretty much, they're not going to be in the best scenario. Luckily for him, it seems like Fnatic are going to start probing over on the other side of the map. They were able to find some holes in the defense in the previous round. Just going to be methodically clearing things out. This has always been a good map for Fnatic, so I don't think they should be struggling too much. But I don't think it's the thing. It's one of those things where Heroic don't really have too many maps that they don't want to play. So they're fairly happy to play on this map. They have a permaban, of course, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them. I think just the rocky start is probably going to set the Swedes off nicely on the other side.
By the way, Golan's just run straight through into CT spawn. Snappy. There you go. Nice little shot out of him. Again, not the most ideal weapon for him to pick up. Cadian still looking for these shots, and he gets spammed completely through the smoke. So up, netting absolutely nothing. If anything, Fnatic will be able to pick this one up. Snappy with the Mach 10 runs out of ammo, and JW's like, hey, free kill for me. 4-on-2 now. And JW wants more. I mean, kills would be nice. It's not like they really have anything to save. They only lost to Mac 10, and that was Snappy who picked it up, and then he died. But the Zeus. Oh, JW, don't do it. JW, don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Oh, JW. The knife bait comes through. That's unfortunate. But you know what? That's what happens. He's just taking the kill and walked away with it.
Oh, Barup. The High's going to have to peek back out. I think he knew he was about to be pushed. S-Tag. He's actually going to get a second, but there's no way he's saving that gun. Roland is there. Another triple kill for him. I just imagine, like, Barup just going, yeah, come get it.
Oh, man. You were so lucky that you were not on camera. You're so lucky that we're not in NA doing Pro League, because they would have 100% watched you doing that dance.
They would have saved it. I'm pretty sure they had everything being saved. I do miss the comparisons, though. The comparison of you and Zlatan Ibrahimovic for nose size was a very good comparison.
Oh, there was something Dust did. I can't remember on the second stint. I wanted to ask you if you saw it, but I can't remember on the top of my head. Come back to me.
There we go. Flusher. Aggressive peek. It is going to be Stown to open things up for the CT side. Strong start to this one. Retrieves an AK.
You remembered it. Did you hear Dust's Zeus sound? His sound effect?
No.
Yo, you have like a disgusted face, but it actually was really good.
I don't believe you.
I swear it was really good. If anyone has that clip, because they actually played the sound to music, and it was not bad. Just saying.
Music, but so it doesn't actually sound like a Zeus there.
No, we'll get to it in a second. You see Boer being overrun and towards long. They're actually going to wrap around back and towards site. Which leaves S-Tag. I believe that's Cadian to defend. Cadian playing in a really good position. I like this. They come through the smoke. SMG to the face. The problem is Crims can shut him down, but he's actually covered up by another smoke tucked away in towards site. So Cadian in a prime spot. Now he has to watch his back, though, as you can see everyone else rotating back in from short. Cadian gets one. S-Tag coming up big when they need it. Now Crims all alone against three. He needs to get this first initial kill, then potentially get the bomb down, but Heroic will hold on. They'll survive, and they'll take a second round. So yeah, like the beats. Like the
Okay.
They were playing the sound, his sound of that on like every beat. It was amazing.
Okay. I'm actually surprised with how well Cadian actually managed to do in that scenario, though. Considering like he got isolated by a lot of grenades to peek back in, do some damage. S-Tag as well is someone that, when NATO was removed, I was sort of looking at the two of them and kind of being surprised when he was AWPing. But now that he's gone back to a rifle role, I actually think he's one of the best players in this team. I think he's definitely someone to watch. I think the change in personnel has benefited him a lot. And yeah, as said, make sure to keep an eye because he has been fragging hard. He was doing well on Vertigo earlier, at least within the first half. But as said, things went a little bit wrong, so he'll be one of the players being fairly aggressive when it comes to Vertigo at least. But anyway, still within the first map, 4-2. Only pistols available this time for Fnatic. And wow, with so much utility, it's going to be fairly difficult for them to get past the majority of the smokes. You can see Snappy taking some early control, but as there's been no counter grenades and hasn't been any spam through, I think they're starting to expect that this might just be a pistol round where they don't actually have the economy to go for too much more. So they decide to play at range. Nice shot from Golden at least, and Stown still taking a fairly aggressive position, but he's going to find all the remaining kills. 8-3, a strong start from him, and a third for Heroic.
I wonder if they're going to continue to get Banana control that easily. I mean, obviously they're only up against the pistols. There's not really much utility at Fnatic's side. But as we're looking at with the Tyloo match versus FaZe Clan, it was generally just Tyloo's way. I think a part of that was due to the control of the economy out of Tyloo, able to prevent FaZe Clan from really having like that full buy-up with all the utility they could ever want. Let's see if they're going to go for it. I mean, they do have Cadian over here with the AWP, so getting him set up could be the ideal play. With the smoke thrown so aggressively as well, they could sneak him out. I think those Molotovs are holding him back. In the meantime, you see Brolin trying to work over towards second mid. And we do have a nice little crossfire setup out of the CT side, even with the fourth player. So a big gamble out of Heroic here.
Yeah, I think that was just based off how easily they were able to set up KD, and there was only one counter nade. So they'll just leave him peeking. If he gets forced off by a flash, we'll probably see a player rotating in and dunked by the nade. That might already be enough. He did have a bit of counter utility available, so they're going to wait that a little bit longer. And I'm a big fan of this double up in mid. It's so hard to counter. You basically need to find a couple of kills within a matter of seconds, and you need to have all of your players like basically peeking the right angles at the right time. So anybody goes facing, that could be a problem. Flashbang's good, but it's down to the capitalize. Golden tries to trade, but he's actually the man with the bomb, and he's kind of left his team out to dry here. Luckily, they have smokes. S-Tag, I think that might have been a mouse wheel jump as he gets caught in the air. Stout somehow is still winning duels out in middle. I'm quite surprised he's still alive. Eventually, JW is there to put the youngster in his place. But 1 versus 3, I don't see this happening.
Especially he's on 37 health. They already know where he is. They have Cadian watching. Basically, his crossover. Cadian will get the kill. I think that's tag actually is part cat. You know, he got startled. Just jumped up.
Maybe a deer in headlights. I don't know if they jump, though.
I don't think they jump. Because the whole thing of like a deer getting caught in headlights, like you like stand there and don't move.
That's true.
So.
I don't know, Jason. I don't go around scaring cats either.
I mean, I've seen videos. Don't make me have to be a bad guy that just like walks around his free time looking for cats to scare, even though they are probably the worst pet you could ever have.
That is wrong.
And are basically the devil. Everyone knows dogs are better.
I don't know. What about a rattlesnake?
I would rather take that than a cat.
You're a weird guy.
At least the rattlesnake won't eat me if I, you know, die. It's not an anaconda. It's not big enough. It's not a python.
I don't think even an anaconda is big enough to eat you.
Not, at least not the nose.
Well, it gets all the way and it's like, nah, not happening.
Well, hopefully it starts with the head first and then realize it. Maybe that'd be easier, you know, less of a waste of time for the snake. But Fnatic do only have the pistols in this round. I think it's an important round, though, for Heroic to just win cleanly. You know, get some decent money saved up. We've already seen how volatile this match can be so far with rounds back and forth. Cadian gets dinked up, but Bo-Up's there to back him up, and well, he's knocking them down. Cadian comes in as well. I keep trying to call him Canadian. I really don't know why. But JW now alone against 4.
It's probably because you're bad at your job. Either way.
Or I'm tired is probably like the best answer. But I will, you know, I'll take that one.
I don't know. I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, because it's definitely my fault. I had to fly.
No, I meant the other way around. Like, because you're tired, you're bad.
Actually, when I was casting with Jackie, the first game, I was like, yeah, I'm in the zone. At least I thought I was. I don't know if you heard the analogy I was making. You know, when you're like, you know, a little tipsy and you start talking to someone like a girl, and you're like, oh, I'm doing such a good job of talking to this person. And in reality, you're just like, slobbering over yourself, and yeah. That was a creepy looking face he gave me. Hi.
Well, Cadian, we're going to get aggressive again. The deep smoke not really going to allow him to do too much. JW is going to be tagged fairly early in the round, down to just 28. Crim's 007, not something I thought I'd see kicking off this match. Normally the most consistent player on this Fnatic roster, but clearly struggling to get off the mark. It could be a bit of a worrying sign, especially with a lot of their early rounds being down to Brolin just being hyper-aggressive and winning a lot of the duels. He's started to fall off a little bit. It's not really something you can rely on throughout the match. See Molotov's attempting to force off Stown, who he has been going strong. 12 and 4, SG in hand. Can't really think of a better scenario for him at this point. And 50 seconds left. We are going to start to see some control taken. The nade almost kills off JW as well. And the CT side are just sitting waiting. They don't really need to be too proactive here. The executions out from Fnatic have not really achieved too much. In fact, they actually benefited their opposition prior. Late smoke down as well. And look how much utility Cadian actually still has. He's still got an incendiary, and that smoke still has another 10 seconds or so on it.
Now they know they're wrapping towards CT too, so the incendiary could come in to deny the bomb from pushing forward. No, he fluffs it, he throws it into the smoke. Now he's got to hit the shots, and he's unfortunately going to be missing out on those as well. Ends up being cleaned up. Snappy now can't do much, and that's so unfortunate for Heroic side. If that Molotov would have bought, you know, a couple of extra seconds of time, maybe could have delayed the plant, maybe hitting the shot as well on the rotate. I mean, technically you can look back to Stown as well, as he got killed trying to hide around the smoke. But that was a round that Fnatic should not have really been able to win with what Heroic had to play with still.
Yeah, I do actually think that Stown's sort of the problem in that round. The fact that he goes down with absolutely nothing. Like, he has been probably the best player in the server so far. Crim's also mentioned him, hadn't had a kill yet, then gets 2. And both impactful ones as well. He kills off Cadian, who is holding the rotation, and kills off Stown, I believe, through the smoke. So, good work from them. Fnatic will get their 5th onto the board. CTs, they'll hold on to a couple of rifles, and that will be enough to gain them a bye. So, it's not the end of the road just yet for the Danes, but at the same time, that was a more than winnable round for Heroic, and I feel like they let it slip.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, if just utility alone, like Cadian still having the smoke and Molotov to what, like 30 seconds, 25 seconds?
Yeah.
Like, you're just not going to get through on the T side unless you just take a brunt of damage. But I do feel bad kind of calling him out because, I mean, Incendiary missed because it got eaten up by the smoke and then misses the first shot, which, to be fair, that shot is hard to hit. But either way, they need to bounce back here. And JW now with the op in hand, that's something you're going to have to worry about. Cadian can burn down to 52 HP and naded as well. The utility damage looking good for Fnatic. They did get some return back onto them though with flush down to 56, but the brunt of the damage going the way of Fnatic up against Heroic here. What? Is he falling still?
No, I think that was a little bit of luck, but Fallen will take... Fallen? Golden will take that all day long. And that was actually the one remaining healthy player left on that B side as well. Brolin giving away his position. S-Tag will know that there's somebody around this angle at least. They're going to return their stack to the A site with 3 players currently remaining. Brolin caught by the timing, and S-Tag with a nice couple of kills, even looking to go back for a little bit more. Gives the man advantage over. 50 seconds left as the wraparound comes in from Golden. A nice kill from him once again. He seems to be entry fragging at the moment and doing a damn good job of it. Still one man within the site, and Cadian finally connects a shot. In fact, what's going on? What happened, JW? He ran out of bullets and didn't get the kill on either player. That looked like a 2v2 that Fnatic 100% should have won. And instead, I genuinely don't know how Cadian survived either of those players.
Yeah, as a tag on forward as well, hitting some pretty good shots to help delay.
What?
Hey, you know, 10% luck, 20% skill. 80% concentrated power of will. Doesn't make sense because that's already 100.
Yeah, I think it was 15.
I haven't slept in a while, so I think I'm allowed to be bad with math. I don't think I can keep using that excuse, though.
100% reason to remember. just skip out all this.
No, and 100% reason to mess up the analogy there, or the reference.
There you go. Doesn't even rhyme, so that's perfect. Well, we are going to see a pause called in. I wouldn't be.
Don't you love, by the way, the new UI?
It does look nice.
It does.
I talk about that. Like I've always liked the nades. Like the fact that it does give you the good versus great. I'm telling you roughly, just as an overall team, how they're doing.
I enjoy the diffuse versus the bomb timer better now than the way it just like went up the timer or on the round and clock. Anyways, 6-5 for Heroic.
Let's just say the UI explains things better than you do.
Hey, I mean, if you're physically in the room with me, then you would have gotten what I was saying. But unfortunately, you're not. You're at home.
Unfortunately, I am.
But if you are in Denmark, I don't actually know if there's tickets on sale still anymore. I'm going to guess not. Cadian, though, looking to shut down the push and bodyguard this A site. He's looking to stay alive inside a graveyard as well. S-Tag in the prime position to pounce. His Fnatic is just pretty much coming in from generally the kind of same direction. Borup looking to clean up a couple of kills, and all the sprays come through, and it looks like Heroic should be able to maintain this.
I feel like Cadian just was the bad luck child in that one, where they basically just threw like 2 Molotovs into his position just to kill him off and force him out. And then they didn't have anything else to actually clear the rest of the site. The remaining players were just happy to sit back and relax, and Heroic, they've got themselves a 7th round onto the board.
It's about sending a statement, Tom. It's not about winning the round, it's about sending a statement.
I don't know. I think I'd rather win the round.
Well, that's why you and I are both golden over 3.
That is only you speaking for yourself. That is not true. Golden over 2.
That's because you only play rank S.
Ooh, okay. Missed shot from Cadian again. He's had a few of those. And the aggression is actually going to hand over
Good nade.
An AWP. I wonder, did that get the AWP?
Yep.
Yeah, it did. Okay, that's nice from Barup. Just make sure they don't get the weaponry. They actually take a lot of damage in return as well from utility. Now he has another toy to play with, can switch between the two. However, this is going to set Fnatic up nicely to burst into this A site, and I think the CTs know it at that. They're going to start their rotation, have Snappy get in to try and hold off the arch. S-Tag needs to do some serious work, gets the first shot, Barup as well alongside him, and it sounds harsh to say, but it almost seems like the second Cadian dies, the rest of the team gets stronger.
Yeah, he's kind of like Krillin. You know, from that one show you don't watch?
Yeah, that one show I do. Why? Is it Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, because Krillin dies and then Goku goes Super Saiyan.
Oh, I'm not going to watch it now, am I? Also, the only reason I know...
Spoiler, sorry.
The only reason I know who that is because...
Because you look like him?
Yeah, basically.
I knew it.
That's literally... It's like, oh, you look like Krillin. I'm like, don't watch the show, but cool, I'm guessing he's bald.
Okay, if we... if we ever work a long period event again, like we did the 2 weeks for Pro League, we have to use your head as a Chia pet. Now, I know you don't know what that is just yet, but there's only 2 rounds left in the half, and during these 2 rounds, while we're casting and honestly calling the action, you can think about what it could possibly be. But everyone at home should know what I'm talking about.
Sure, I'm going to continue to do my job, but
okay.
Yeah, which is not...
No, I'm saying continue to do your job, but you know, think about it when you have a second.
Sure, why not? Here we go. It is going to be a buy coming in for both sides, although Fnatic with a Mach 10, I'm expecting faster play to come. Oh, Flush has just been absolutely wrecked by nades. It is the curse of Banana. Which either you challenge for it and lose that much HP, or you kind of give it up and lose a lot of the map instead. At least in most rounds, they've been fairly good with their counter nades, but it seems like the CT side are more than aware that they're going to be coming in. Cadian this time on the arch side. As said, he has literally been hit or miss. Golden does get aggressive eventually. Stown still trying to find some sort of trade frag, but it isn't going to be coming in. In fact, it's actually going to be a second one thrown up. The Molotov forcing Barup out of the corner and leaving them now with a 2-man disadvantage.
It's a great Molotov on a Barup too to force him on that position. Kenny looking to come back around the corner here. The bomb will be secured back from Fnatic's side onto Flusha. Just moved it up just ever so slightly as they still have 40 seconds left to go in the round. And they have still so many smokes to use for Fnatic. They could pull off fakes. They can bait in Stown's utility. Molotov's going to be good, but I mean, if they really wanted to hit that direction, they could have just Molotoved it off and gone through. Golden's still going to be there to lurk. In the meantime, though, with 20 seconds left, they're going to pick up the pace, head over towards the A site, where Cadian and S-Tag will be waiting. Let's see if they can defend it, though.
Oh, S-Tag's left so blind. He just starts spraying and praying, and while Brolin back to what we saw earlier in the half, both entry kills into the site. The youngster once again doing the job needed for Fnatic.
It seems like Fnatic's answer is to just stay away from him, right? Because he was on like 12 kills or 14 kills a couple of rounds ago, but you can see there he's still able to fight his way out. He's up to 16 now, however, now. But they've been just, it seems like kind of avoiding his position. I mean, Cadian's not hitting shots, unfortunately. Like you said, hit or miss, only at 7.
I would agree, except for the fact that Stown keeps moving.
They're mind gaming it though. They're like
they just know. They just know where he's going to be.
I mean, if anyone knows about switching positions, it's going to be JW.
That is true. No, I think, yeah, Stown has been having a very good half. But yeah, I think he's only, what, how many times he's died? 6 times. I think a couple of those are actually off the back of Crims, who only has 3 kills total. So maybe that says a lot about how those duels have been going. Good start, though, for JW. The AWP hasn't had a massive amount of impact for Fnatic so far, but this time it does. And, oh, S-Tag, he's in trouble now. That 1-bullet shot has given his position away. They're also going to do a lot of damage onto Stown, but he gets a kill on a blinded Flusher. And I don't know what happened there for Cadian, just absolutely stuck in no man's land.
Does he see the bomb?
If he gets the kill onto Brolin, that's a problem, and he does. Brolin doesn't expect anybody to be there. Luckily for Fnatic, there's a lot of time on the clock, but it's whether they can clear him with ease. It's still a 3v3 at this moment in time. I don't really want to see too many more players from Heroic actually go and try and defend it. It's such a horrible position, and That Deagle attempt from JW doesn't work at all. Again, a lot of damage, but not really anything to write home about. And Crims, he is still trying to get that. Now, Stown has joined up with the bomb, but they're going to be looking for him. He wins that battle, though. Crims really is having a nightmare. Brolin, the only one left, but that's a fine trade in damage. A 9-6 half around, what was that? That was, what, a 5v3 at one point? I don't even know. That was ridiculous. I don't know how they managed to turn that, but hey, Heroic, they take themselves another round, and now we go to a break. Take it away, Jason.
No, man, it's all you. You got this.
I'm liking the little panning that we have going around, because I think we had a little bit of a tech issue, slightly, with someone dropping from the server. But it looks like everybody is back. But it is still paused. I'm still surprised that Heroic actually managed to take that last round away. Like, I wouldn't even really call that so much of an error from Fnatic. The only thing is that with spotting S-Tag and the fact that basically they didn't seem to really rectify that after he made the shots. I guess maybe they thought that he'd gone back in the other direction, but in reality he was able to get all the way down in the bottom of mid, and, you know, The round slipped away from them.
It's so surprising me to see it happen that much, though. Like, I don't understand the difference between leaving it in spawn and leaving it, like, in the tunnel.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time it is much of a muchness. Like, I feel like S-Tech probably would have found it wherever they left it anyway. It was more just Brolin running back for it that got them caught. So, otherwise, even if they had been a little bit further up and he'd still heard Brolin running, he probably still would have killed him.
Well, yeah, I mean, but wouldn't it be easier to take back T-side?
So where are you saying they should leave it?
The tunnel. I don't want to call it what we call it in the U.S. I don't remember what they call it in Europe anymore. But I'm not saying that what we would call it before.
What, underground? Should we just call it that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But also, I feel like if the CTs then push that, that's an even worse place to reclaim it from.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
on the other side.
Either way, it was still a nice little play coming through out of Heroic, and it gets them a decent lead at the end of the first half at 9-6. They swap onto the T side now, looking to continue that luck, continue that kind of form. I shouldn't say luck, continue the form. Stown as well in particular, as he's had a phenomenal game. Cadian, though, maybe making up for a couple of missed shots before, as he does open things up with the P250 onto JW's head.
Roland's going to be pressured once again. Did very well in the previous pistol, but this time it's back to the Pistol King. Crims with 2 kills. Not quite enough to turn the tide, although Cadian might be about to hand it off to Golden, who's looking to hunt him down, hiding in the corner, spamming shots away. Both players just unable to finish their dinner. But for Cadian, that's okay. They have the man advantage. They have the bomb down. It's ticking in their favor, and he's actually going to be able to escape and rotate back. They'll leave it up to Snappy, who will deal with Golden in that way, and leaves it just off the flusher, cleaning things up. It's going to be 10-6, 4 kills for Snappy. A big round coming out from him as well. And now, well, you almost have to say that Heroic are firmly in the driver's seat.
It should be, yeah. And I think I know what Cadian was doing, by the way, by spraying with the P250, because if he did die, he would leave it with no ammo, and he'd get the last laugh. I think that was the game plan out of him. But either way, the first kill he did get at JW opened up things to actually take the side and eventually get the round, but can't really discount Snappy on the kills he pulled off there. Now he has the SG in hand. On the other side, we do see a lot of utility being invested for Fnatic, trying to get some maybe potentially early control, maybe potential delay. They're not going for a stack in any kind of sort.
I feel like you've just like basically written one of those like 700 IQ like Reddit posts. Where I don't understand what their casters are saying. Clearly, Cadian was trying to not hit the shots and use up all of his bullets so that then his teammates couldn't be killed by the P250.
Well, why wasn't you trying to hit the shots? I mean, if you're going to spray it, you might as well try to hit it.
It just sounds insane. Like, I don't think there was a moment in his head where he was like, yeah, I should intentionally use up all my bullets.
Hey. He's just a genius and he didn't know.
Okay. Well, either way.
Such a high IQ play, he didn't realize he was doing
it. But it's, you know, I've only got 7 IQ, so it doesn't quite work for me.
Hey, it's like the fallen smoke on train we talked about. The smoke off his teammate in Pop.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was actually...
What were you trying to say about Cadian, huh?
I don't think he was trying to run out of bullets. I think he just missed.
Well, you might be right. You're probably right. I don't really have anything to say against that. You're right. In the meantime, though, we're going to see 3 players on Fnatic side try to defend this B side. The push is going to come through. Stown's going to be the one to late rotate around to potentially help out and pincer in. Flusher, though, with the CZ, looking to do some damage. Unfortunately, doesn't peek at the right time. And, well, now they're just going to charge straight through. JW trying to back off with the scout. And really not much damage being traded. The bomb should be going down in a second. And, of course, just as I speak about, Stown's going to fall to JW. And I was in CT spawn. Yeah, that wasn't CT spawn.
Oh dear, they're starting to lose quite a few players. Heavy investment into the SMGs, a chance to make money, but maybe a chance to also lose the round. There isn't a kit, however. Another dink comes in. S-Tech, well, I was going to say, is the only healthy player, but not anymore. They're all below 20 HP. Luckily, the man advantage has at least dwindled, and the CT side is starting to run out of time. They need to get into this site, and they need to do it fast, and I think they've realized that as well. That is unfortunate for Fnatic, because if anything, with the amount of damage they've done, they probably deserve the round.
They're still going to lose their guns.
No, I think they're trying to... Well, what do you mean?
Fnatic. Or, sorry, Heroic.
Yeah. Decent in that regard, but at the same time, for Heroic, they're still going to be able to get a rebuy. And Fnatic, they're still just going to have the 3 weapons, likely, unless they're going to take some big risks.
I think Stown really fluffed it. Look where he died in CT spawn. I think he was behind them. And I want to say he like missed his shots and then died for it. Because JW cleaned him up. Because I'm pretty sure he was behind multiple players.
I am not going to pretend to know what happened. I just saw him.
Or maybe he got flanked from behind because there was still 2 players towards the A side. But yeah, I didn't fully see it. But I know he died in towards CT spawn by JW's scout. And speaking of the man, 13 kills, going to be watching down towards middle. And again, Heroic taking their time here, trying not to give up too much in this round, trying to make sure they can maintain the train that's heading towards the first map victory station.
Good position, but down. Another opening pick for him. Barup's going to take some damage as he falls, even making this one costly. Like, this is a bit different. The last round was a win attempt. This one, they can get the damage done and then look to buy into the next round. So holding these players into the side will definitely be beneficial. But even if just 4 players survive for Heroic, that's okay. Still be making a decent amount of cash. They want to make sure that the rifles are kept especially. And Snappy may even want to get a little bit aggressive and just try and remove what extra weaponry there currently is. I don't think anything's going to be kept, although Flusher could go for an aggressive banana play and just buy up a lot of utility. Or even just buy a rifle over the top of the Kevlar. That's not going to be too much of a problem for the CT side. But yeah, it's pretty much said. Snappy trying to just hunt down some of these remaining guns, make some extra money for his next round purchase. And the rest of the CTs are just going to go running away.
Still though, 12 rounds for Heroic. I mean, statistically, this map is better for Fnatic. Vertigo, I think, is where, if Heroic win here, I think that's the real potential for the 2-0. Like, you have to wonder how much has Fnatic worked on the new Vertigo, because they haven't played it much in the last 3 months. I think it was less than 3 times, or they just haven't won on it. But then to go into, you know, one of the biggest remaining events of the year and put it all onto that map, I think this is troubling times for Fnatic, to be honest. I don't know if you agree.
Well, yeah, this obviously they're one of the teams that has already qualified, but
oh yeah, I mean for the Pro Tour.
No. I mean, but even still, you want to be getting those points. You want to make sure that you're right at the top of the leaderboard, and there's a lot of money on the line. Like, this is not one that an event you just want to be throwing away. That's for sure. And losing your map choice, whether or not statistically it's a map, whatever, it's one of the ones that they wanted to play within this series. So the fact that at the moment Heroic have doubled their score, financially looking slightly better. I wouldn't say it's anything crazy, but it's still decent. And already have managed to gain quite a lot of banana control. What I will mention, though, is the CT still have quite a lot of utility. At least Golden has a smoke.
Yeah, but I mean, the most utility is over towards the A side, right? And it's only on Golden with the smoke to defend. Over towards B, Flush still just has an ump at the moment. And if Heroic make the right guess, the right call, this could be number 13 coming through the smoke. But imagine should be coming in at us momentarily.
He's already thrown it. I think he used it just to section himself off the side, so he's going to be able to just hide. That's the idea, at least. Jumping over the top. S-Tag just ruined it, though. That smoke didn't defend him whatsoever. Crims has managed to find one back through the smoke. Bomb being planted is actually going to fail, and so is the round by the looks of things. It's falling apart at the moment. And this is smart. You can notice what? The fullback. Barup with a crazy shot has given them a decent chance, though. Bomb actually going to be fake planted. Stan expecting a push from one direction. His teammates stop covering things off. And now, Barup, he doesn't have time. It's going to be so close. He just has to stick it, and it's not going to happen. Flush has won the round just by surviving and by getting 2 kills. He's not going to get the final, so at least things are made costly, but that's still one that really just got out of control. And I'm a little bit disappointed that it seemed like the communication was a bit off there, because Stown had his back to where they knew Flusher was. So I can only assume that he thought Barup was watching that angle. Because, yeah, look there. That makes no sense for him to be facing that way.
By the way, I am so tired that when you screamed what, I legitimately thought it was me. It was that high-pitched, I thought, wait, did I just say that?
You're a bit of a broken man.
I am a little bit. But hey, if Astralis can win after traveling, after already winning an event, I think I hopefully can finish off the series without getting fired for tomorrow's games. Because I think you and Jackie wouldn't be too happy to be solo casting on that. I mean, if it doesn't go with the pay raise, then I don't think you'll be happy. But still, we see Heroic off to a strong start with the first kill. Has tagged down to 5 HP. Bottom banana control will be in favor of Fnatic, however. And the smoke comes through, and I think that should be the last one for them. Brolin's going to be the one with the utility.
Okay.
Him and JW. But, you know, Flush is doing Flusher things.
I felt like you didn't even notice that kill.
I did. I was busy also looking at if there's the utility left for Fnatic, and JW does have a smoke.
Oh my goodness, that's another tag as well. 5 HP, 9 HP. It's looking similar to rounds gone by, where just so much damage is currently being done to the heroic players, especially with SMGs as well. This should be a much more likely conversion. As you mentioned, though, utility-wise, well, there's going to be one flashbang anywhere near that B site. The smoke on the other side of the map. 30 seconds left as we do see the group up.
I feel like, though, with how low like two of the players are, Flusher could do some serious damage before he falls.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting Barup really to be leading the charge, but I guess they might just use some of the other players as cannon fodder. Well, Crims is going to catch one on the cross. Now the remainder look to make their way into the site. Flusher still at the back. Nice shot onto Cadian, but there is going to be a trade available. As said, Barup has to be the one to pretty much lead the server now, as he's the only one with any HP on his side. Still, though, this is looking like a very strong opportunity for Fnatic.
No utility left for Hook to defend, and no head for Borp either. That's a tag. Oh my god, JW. What, he hit like 4 shots that round, got 2 players on low HP, then the 2 headshots at the end. Fnatic, they keep themselves alive, get an 8th round on the board, and they bankrupt Heroic here. As they're going to be pretty much forced onto the save.
Yeah, there'll probably be a fairly minute investment, like a few pistols. You could get S-Tag on a hero gun if you really wanted to, or maybe a Galil with Kevlar. That wouldn't be too expensive.
I mean, Flush's kill on Decadian too, like the long-range SMG with the position he was holding. What's up?
They're going to buy completely. That's interesting. That's not something I expected. I wonder if maybe that's more of a read into the opponent's economy. But I'm really surprised by that. That's not a purchase I expected to see coming out of Heroic. It's not like in the next round they wouldn't be able to buy. They're only going to have 2 weapons here. And one of them is not an AK. I should put it that way. It's not an SG either.
But it is on S-Attack though, and Borup, the 2 players who have been like kind of coming into their own. Stound's been a little bit quiet on the T side. Crim's tagged down to 11 HP as he's forced to back away from long. Cadian is well being tagged at the same rate. That was down towards Banana. And now JW down to 3 health. It's kind of the complete opposite of the last round.
This is so peculiar, the amount of big damage players are able to do. Flusher, he went down to 3 just then as well. It's going to be the trade out from Stound. And well, Brolin in the pit. I feel like that's going to be the tough task to clear. He's got to be careful playing around the edge of this smoke, taking a big risk here, but it may pay off damage, but no kill. This seems to be the story of this match at the moment. And with an extra smoke going down, JW with so much to do and so little HP to play with. But Barup has missed the cross. Now, this could be a problem, because I don't think they'll know anybody that is this far forward. That Molotov, though, is going to kill him off. Snappy, that is just sheer dumb luck that he manages to get himself that kill. While then the final frag comes in for Barup. JW, like the thing is, I wonder if in his mind he thought he got spotted there. Instead, it's just Snappy just going, oh, they might come short. Let's just throw a Molotov there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw, like, they had no clue he crossed over. None whatsoever. Yeah, why would you throw a Molotov then if you have a player defending already?
I think Barup had moved back to take the peek in the other direction. Like, he was now looking over towards Archside. So when he moved, that's when Snappy threw the Molotov.
Right.
Like, nothing wrong with the nade. It was just very coincidental that he threw it into the exact place where JW was sitting. Like, that's unlucky, but at the same time, I don't think he can be that surprised that they Molotoved off short when, as said, players stop watching it. And it's always smart, especially for Barup, to be in the back of the pit and watching around that arch side when you have 2 players in the site, because he can't die from short, and his teammates can watch them on the cross when they run past.
Well, we had a quick little timeout come through. And you talked about, you know, how awkward that buyout for Heroic was. You thought it was maybe a read into the economy game at Fnatic, and as we can see, it looks like a 400 IQ play has worked out for them. They have.
Why don't we just make the number up at this point? 700.
Whoa! I had the 700 IQ thing with Cadian, okay? Don't take that 700 away from me.
I'm going to say 701 next time.
Don't make me get on my alt account and start flaming Tom Biz.
Someone will do it for you.
There actually are some people who do have, I'm not going to name any names, who do have alt accounts to do that kind of stuff.
Sick. What, just for me?
Yeah.
They're just coming at me.
Well, Heroic getting really close to potentially taking this map. If they take this, they'll be on 14, and the economy out of Fnatic as they force step here won't be looking too good. Very big opportunity, I feel like, for Heroic as well in this round. Like, if you take this round, you might be, or you should be in a good position to take the map, right? And then you go to Vertigo, which is a map you're heavily favored on. Loser this entire series is out of the tournament, and honestly, with it being one of the last big tournaments of the year, you don't want to go into your Christmas, or actually see your holidays with a big L.
I don't know. There's plenty of holiday drinks that are very good for that sort of thing. Not that I would know, of course. But we are...
Sex on the beach.
That's not what I meant. Here we go. 20 seconds as the play comes in very late, and two players right underneath each other. This is very hesitant from the T side, and JW is going to capitalize, even retrieves a gun. They've dropped an extra player as well. The bomb's still going. Snappy has to get it done. More importantly, get it down. Bomb's going to be planted, and, well, Golden tries for the YOLO play, but it's not going to work, and their force buy also doesn't work. Could have saved. It's the same scenario as the previous round, where both teams actually took a risk with their force buys. It paid off for Heroic. It does not pay off for Fnatic, and now they're in a similar scenario. I can't say I'm overly surprised that they're going to try this again.
This is going to be tough for them. About to keep them alive in Inferno. They have to win this one. I'm not sure if they'll have... No, they shouldn't even be close to a full kit into the next round if they lose here.
It'll basically be very similar, or maybe with an extra grenade or two, or maybe an SMG. Like, it's not going to be a good buy, whatever happens, unless they win. But we've already seen the power of the pistols, the power of utility, as well as that stopping of your opposition getting anywhere near that site.
I would love to see like the delayed nade over top or something. Or that, I mean, that works as well. It's more of over the top of the wall. Gotta soften them up so you can maybe get a couple of kills or two. Golden's pushed up. Meantime, the rest of Heroic have started pushing towards the A site, leaving Snappy here to himself. There are 3 players there to defend against this, though. One of them being, actually 2 of them being the players with a lot of utility left to hold on with.
I think they realized in the last round that just holding onto their utility well enough almost won it for them. That round was very, very close. There was only about, what, 6 or 7 seconds left when the bomb went down, so they're trying it again. And I don't blame Fnatic at this point of the game. They are very close to it slipping. They want to try and give themselves at least a buffer. That smoke is so perfect. Right at the end. There's only going to be, what, 12 to 15 seconds left on the clock when anything happens. They're going to throw in the utility, though, and they actually catch off Brolin rotating. It leaves Crims all alone. There's only 15 seconds left. If by some miracle he can delay them, he could drop the bomb, then maybe he can win them the round, but that's all they've got, and they knew exactly where he was. Snappy, again, almost identical timing with the bomb plant, and now they could just hold. Now they just have to wait back, make sure they don't allow anybody to push through. There isn't a kit available to Fnatic either. This is seeming like an impossible scenario for the Swedes, but JW gets a kill. He's found a way back in. He's found an AK-47. Golden, they're holding onto his corner. They're going to try and almost use JW as the distraction. He gets the first kill and the second as well. He's got to run to get onto the bomb. I think he should just about have it at that as well. That was so ridiculously close, but the Swedes are going to keep it going.
Bomb has been defused.
I would imagine just watching that round, like they should not have been able to secure that, but JW getting the job done by himself. You have to wonder the delayed nades, the utility damage they did to Heroic, the delays even just for the split seconds of time. I mean, that flashman that came through, was it Golden? No, it was Brolin peeking in towards apartments. It was perfectly placed. The problem was, I don't think they expect Borup to be pushed up in that position, because it looked like a flashbang to actually allow Brolin to push around the corner to spot straight down
You gotta feel bad for Cadian having the highest ADR and the least kills.
He's, you know, a team player.
That's one of those that frustrating ones where you just keep like opening up the scoreboard and going, yeah, but I've still done the most damage though. Like, you're just stealing my kills. I feel like you're that guy.
No, I'm the guy that carries the bomb for the team because no one wants to.
Well, and then you have like 40 points but 0 kills.
Yeah, exactly. So either I'm like top of the scoreboard and I say you guys suck, or I'm bottom of the scoreboard and I just say yeah, because I'm carrying the bomb.
Ah, I see.
Win-win.
Well, there is going to be a buyback in. Again, there's some limitations for Heroic. I have to say, like, the one thing you do have to give props to Fnatic for is they have used their utility well for slowing down the pushes. It just seems that Heroic seems so comfortable at executing within the last 10 seconds of the round.
I'm glad they're comfortable, because I'm not. I always get nervous watching situations. Like, if you just kill the guy carrying the bomb, you know, there goes your round because you delayed so long.
Good flashbang. CT side still knowing that they will need a little bit of aggression, and JW is actually going to get away with it, and Crims, he gets the kill. Snappy actually dived in with the bomb there, so that's going to be something tough to retrieve, but they have managed to find a kill. Acadian straight through the wall. That was filth. JW's just been absolutely wrecked, and it sits with Flusher on that AWP, trying to stop anybody being able to cross. I don't know if he knows that there's already a man within the site. I feel like he should. He should know that Barup is already here.
Yeah, he got a kill onto the men right there from apartments. How do you actually even retake this if you're Heroic? I mean, you don't have any utility to defend this. Crims just picks up another smoke, so he could re-smoke this off. They're going to have to basically brute force this. They have Barup rotating back in from long as well, which Flush is repositioned.
Oh.
And I mean, that's just straight up luck coming through. Now Flusher with 17 seconds has to hold on.
Oh, he's not even going to be able to hit the shot either. That from S-Tag, it is just really lucky in the end, but nonetheless, money for Fnatic is absolutely ruined. They're going to have to do it with pistols again. To be honest, that's all they've really been doing over the last few rounds, so I'm not going to sit here and say they can't do it because we've already watched them do it. At the same time, you feel like it has to be... Something needs to change. They need to shine some light on some of the problems that are happening on their CT side.
Just hope the light won't be blinding because they have to stay focused. As their eyes adjust. Still maintain a lot of utilities you talked about before in these rounds. Down though. He's had enough. 22 and 14. He wants to get on to Vertigo. He wants to keep their hopes alive in this tournament. 4 players to push towards the B site. There actually is a player behind Stown. It's going to be Crims. So maybe Crims, yeah, I should be able to get this kill. But it also might be go time for the rest of his team, realizing they flanked around behind them.
Yeah, they should now know that there's at least 2 players pushed aggressively on the other side of the map. Ooh, but this has worked really well. This actually worked for them perfectly. They're going to smoke that off. I like it. Just make sure that even if Crims is behind them, there's not so much he can do. There's a lot of angles to check. They've given up the site. They fully rotated. Heroic have baited them in. Crims, he's got to try and save them here, and Barup just takes his head off. I think he was blind while he hit that shot. It seemed like it at least. They're now Molotov'd off, sectioned off from the site completely. They don't even have a kit. They've only got a few grenades to play into it. You're never going to win that battle, Brolin. Golden's lucky to get away. I'm not even sure what he's facing off against at this point. Either this is the biggest distraction play ever to try and get Flusher into position, which involves the whole team dying and him killing everyone else. But that's what they need at this point. 16-9 Heroic. They have just won Fnatic's map pick. They're going to be sat there ready and waiting for Vertigo to come up as a second. And although it's a map they lost earlier in the day, it's a map they've been proficient